G'day students. Just doing this, my Year 8 maths class did this example while we were learning from home. So we didn't get to relate it to the idea of triangle numbers as much. This is like a little brief presentation on the activity, which was working out how many handshakes need to be had between a group of people until everyone has shaken everyone's hands. And maths rule of triangle numbers. I've got the maths rule up here, but we'll come back to that. It's the number multiplied by the number minus 1 divided by 2. So let's say a number was 4, it'd be 4 multiplied by 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 multiplied by 3, which is 12. 12 divided by 2 would be 6. But we're going to look at that a little bit later on. Don't be learning anything about that yet. So let's assume in this room we've got two people. So we got one person, and two people. So the number of people is 2. And the number of handshakes we need is only going to be one handshake, and they all would have shaken hands. So let me try and draw number 1. I'm not real great with this drawing. Okay, let's have a look at this next one. Let's say we've got 3 people in the room. How many handshakes are we going to need before everyone's shaking everyone else's hands? Well, this first person's going to have to shake both people's hands. And by the time we get to the second person, they've already shaken hands with the person on the left. They're going to have to shake hands with this person down here. And this final person's already had their handshake. So it was going to be 3. Oh, that's not bad drawing for me. There's going to be 3. Now let's say there's 4 people in the room. So this first person's going to have 3 handshakes. And they will have shook hands with everyone. Or probably should use fist bumps because we're in COVID-safe times. This second person, 1 and 2, they're going to have 2 handshakes, and this last person, they've already shook hands with 2 of the people. There's going to be another 1. So the total number of handshakes is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go down. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. We'll do one more because I know this is not the most exciting thing you're going to look at today, but let's have a look at what we do. So let's go to our drawing here. Get our colour. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 potential people. So this first person, 1, 2, oops, that's terrible, 3, and 4 handshakes. This second person's already shaken hands with the person to the left, so they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. No, that last one shouldn't be there, I don't think. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so they've got 4. This next person, they're going to have three handshakes to go. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I think I made a little bit of a mess of that one. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 people. So the first is going to have to shake with 4, the second with 3, the third with 2, and the last with 1. So if we add those up, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I'm getting 10 there. Apologise, that one's a little bit messy. We can do that again, but we've got better things to do with our time. Now, here's our rule for a triangle number, and we're going to look at how we substitute into a rule. Okay, here's our rule with a triangle number. We've got that the number is n times n minus 1 divided by 2. So here we had one person. Here we've got... So here we had 2 people. Okay, so let's work out our rule. We've got 2 people. And it's always good to write down your thinking. So when we've got 2 people, it's going to be 2 times n minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1 divided by 2. And I don't do a great job of using the divided by sign here. So it's all divided by 2. We work that out. 2 times 1 is 2 divided by 2 is going to equal 1. Okay, actually works it out for us. So we predicted there when we had 2 people, we'd have 1 handshake if it was a triangle number. That worked. Let's go down here to the next one. Okay, we've got 3 people. How many handshakes would a triangle number predict? So it's going to be n is 3. So 3 times n minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2 divided by 2 equals... So I might just pop here. This hasn't quite calculated what I wanted. 3 times 2 Okay. 3 times 2, if we go multiply that, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And we actually said we had 3 handshakes, so it's predicted that. Let's go down to where we've got 4 people. So n equals 4 in this one. So we're going to have that 4 times 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 4 times 3 divided by 2. And this time it has calculated correctly and said 6. But let's just do it to double check it. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And we're going to double check it with 1. And then we're going to make a forecast. And I'm going to see if I can do a slightly better drawing to forecast. Because that's what we want to do. We want to be testing in as many ways as we can. So here when we had 5 people, we had 10 handshakes. So how many should we have? It's going to be the number of people is 5 times 5 minus 1 is 4. All of that divided by 2 is going to equal 10 they've given us. And I agree with that. 5 fours are 20 divided by 2 is 10. So it does appear that this is a series of triangle numbers. It may not always be exactly the same. You might have to adjust some of the variables. Maybe you have a situation where it's plus 1, the pattern that's plus 1 or plus 2 or minus 2, or it can be different patterns. But this is the idea for these numbers. This works very well. So what I want to do is I want to try and forecast. Okay, we got up to 5. Let's skip. Let's see if I can do a forecast for 7. So we're going to say that n equals 7. Keeps making it a capital. I prefer it to be a small letter, but we might just move on. Let's just one little thing. No, life's too short. We'll move on. N equals 7. So our rule is going to be n times n minus 1. 7 times n minus 1 is 6. All of that divided by 2. Okay, 6 sevens are 42. Divided by 2 is 21, and that's what it's done. Now, here's the interesting thing. Am I good enough to do this little bit of drawing? Okay, let's space out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the first person is going to have to take 7 handshakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 handshakes. So the first person's shaking hands with 6 people. Second person's already had 1 handshake, so they're going to have to shake hands with the next 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've had a 6 and a 5, which is 11. The next person's already shaken hands with 2 people, the first 2 people. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So we've got 6 and 5 and 4, which is 15. The next person's shaken hands with the 3 people so far. So they've got 3 left to go. 1, 2. This is not good drawing, which is why I didn't do very well in art. So we've got 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. This person's got 2 people to shake hands with, 1 and 2. And this person down here has only got 1 person left. So the number of people this person shook hands with was 6. Number of persons then that this had already shaken hands with 1, and they had 5 others. And then this had shaken hands with 2, they had 4 left to go. Here we've got a 3. This person had 2 people left. This person had 1 handshake only to go. So when I add those up, 6 and 5 is 11, and 4 is 15, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And it actually matches our forecast. And that's a really good way to test if the pattern has worked. We've made a conjecture. We've said, yeah, it appears that it's following the rule of triangle numbers. So I'm going to do another test of it. I'm going to test away from the data I've already got, and it supports my conjecture that it's a triangle number. So that was just a way of building handshakes into triangle, the rule for triangle